All right, hello everyone. Welcome back to the Client Success Series. I'm so excited about this one. I mean, I'm excited about all the Client Success Series stories, but Z has really just like blown things right out of the water with her success. So I'm really excited to get her on here, especially because she has almost a brand new business and was able to get $32,627 in her first 30 days of joining the Wealth Expansion Mastermind with me. And she's gone on to like making $39,000 in March. It's really incredible. And so I'm really excited to get her on here to inspire all of you guys. And have to tell you like exactly how it all happened. Hey.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. I love the guitar in the background. Is that your husband's guitar?
Definitely his. Yes. Not me.
And your face just kind of tries to hide it a little.
He needs to sit down, actually. I'm like, this is...
Super cute. So let's go ahead and talk about it. So how much did you make in the first 30 days of joining the mastermind?
Yeah, it's crazy. It feels like crazy to say it out loud even. 32,000, contracted 32,697.
Amazing.
Can you hear me?
That's just like, and I remember before that, it was like you had a few $600 sales, but you were massively undercharging for the very first course that you put into place. And so we kind of like put things up a little bit more and then boom. And then how much did you make in March? Tell everyone how much you made in March.
Yeah, 39,000. It was contract 39,000. I think it was 740. So just shy of 40. I was trying to get to 40, but I'm so happy, and I didn't even think it was possible to say no. Yeah, just shy of 40.
Amazing. And I'm pretty sure on one of our first our 90-minute intensive that everyone gets when they join the mastermind, I was like, how much do you want to make this year, Z? And you're just like, well, you know, like, what did you say? I don't even remember. I feel like it was like less than 250.
A little too big. I was like 25K a month, but I'm like, is that too much?
And it's so incredible how you were like, is 25K too much? You know, like, should I dial it down because I'm brand new? And then you're like, boom, $32,000.
I know,
right?
it's crazy.
Yeah. So tell us where you were when you first started the mastermind and kind of like what you were looking for.
Yeah. So you know what? I knew I wanted a coach this year. I was like, that was for sure something I knew I wanted. But I kept getting those ads for programs that like will do all this stuff for you. And something in my heart it, right? It was like, I don't know, I'm just holding back, right? Like they promised so much stuff, but something was holding me back. And then when I connected with you, like I actually figured out what was wrong with those other programs. And I was like, I want to work with someone that's done the work. I don't want someone to do it all for me. I want them to teach me so I have it forever, right? Like, so I can learn, and you've done it yourself. So I know I can do it. And then I'll take that skill forever. And so when I talked to you, I was like, she's done it. She's done all the things I want to do. And I felt confident that I could learn from that, like just knowing I could follow you and then have that knowledge in me, right? So that was the big thing for me, like why I ended up saying no to the other things I was looking at, and why I actually decided, like mentally, I decided really fast. I was like, I know this is who I want to work with. And that's exactly what I got. It was like, everything I'm learning from you, that can never be taken away. Even if there's ever a time where it's not a good month, I'm like, I'm learning all the skills.
Yeah, beautiful. I love it. I love it. And I tell this to a lot of my clients too. It's these agencies feel so tempting to work with because it's just like, oh, we'll do like all of these different things for you. And one of my mentors actually has always told me, you know, Facebook ads will do nothing for you unless you have a really great offer. If you don't have a really great offer, like people can get you really great leads, right? Like the leads part is a lot of the easiest part of Facebook ads, right? But if you don't have the offer coming through, they can't necessarily help you with the offer part because they're only specialized in the ads, right? And so having someone who's kind of like working full circle on every single little piece is just invaluable. And especially because someone could be spending money for you on ads or spending money for you on lead generation. And if you have no idea what they're talking about, you have no idea whether or not they're working, right?
So true. And like, you don't know where the future is, if Instagram will still be here or a different platform, but I feel like the knowledge with you, I can apply to anything, where if I have someone create one system for me on Instagram ads or Facebook, I'm not actually empowered to learn anything. And that was a big one for me. It
Yeah.
was like, I can't actually take the knowledge anywhere. I just dropped a bunch of money and that's it. Where I feel like everything that I've learned with you, I can apply to so many different platforms. I can apply to different programs that I might create in the future. So it was so much more like investing in education too, not investing to just go out and like cookie cut or something for me.
Yeah. Yeah, I love how you said that. That's amazing. Yeah. And okay, so what do you think has been the most valuable part about working together so far? Because it hasn't even been that long. And it's
Oh,
just like, you were like 25K months, and then you're just like, okay, I guess I'm going to create 30 and 40. It's just like
yeah.
everything just kind of boomed. But tell us, like, what was the biggest thing that you've learned in the mastermind so far, that you've gotten support with so far, that was like, okay, this is exactly what I was looking for. This is exactly what I needed.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much because I love like our group is just so incredible, and I learn from everybody in there. And then there's the course, right, where you're teaching so much of the step by step. But I'd say like the number one thing for me that really was a mindset shift that you gave me from that took me from making 20,000 over a few months to having like these two like just big numbers, right? And even this month is looking like that too already. It was a lot of clarity around what my packages have to look like and not trading time for money and go out there on something, right? Like the direction on how to change one of my packages, put an end date on the pricing. That was very, very specific. And it was like, this is how it has to look like. This is the way you want to launch it. This is how you want it. It's all stuff that like, once I did it, it was like, gosh, this makes so much sense. But to do that all on my own probably would have taken 6 months. Like in a short amount of time to working together, everything I did was cleaned up so fast. And so I was able to just like run with it. And that's why the numbers went up.
Yeah, yeah, and that's what I love about everyone who's in the mastermind container as well. Is just that like we're like, what have you done so far? How can we customize that? How can we like take away the things that you don't need? And it sounds to me like what you're saying as well is a part of that really is boundaries, right? And it's just like understanding your worth and understanding your time commitment that you're putting into everything. And I mean, even just like you went from selling, was it $600 the course?
5,
Six.
6.
Okay. Yeah. And so sorry.
Sorry, 695. Yeah.
Yeah. So we went from a 695 course to now tell us your rates, because you got a few one-to-one clients in full. So how much are you charging for that?
My last one-on-one client that just signed on, and it like boundaries is so huge because in the beginning I thought I had to give everything away to get anyone to join me. And now I'm like, okay, this is going to make sense for both of us. So my last one-on-one package is a call every other week for 3 months. And that's an $8,000 package. And I just had someone sign up and she paid in full one-on-one, which I didn't even have one-on-one. I didn't really have a package before we met. I kind of had signed someone like the really smart the way I did it. But since we met, I filled all my one-on-one spots and I actually don't even have any open anymore. But that right now it's at 8K and I just did sign someone at that.
Amazing. Yeah. And tell us, like, even because we went from a 695 course to 8K clients paid in full, and tell us about the other
Yeah.
offerings and about how they're already filling up, because that's insane.
A mastermind, a mini mastermind at 3K that's 100% booked out, and I sold that out in the month that I launched it. I have a second mastermind at 6K, and I'm pre-enrolling right now, and I have one verbal for it, so fingers crossed. And then I have now a $1,600 course and a $2,400 course in pre-sale that everybody knows is going to go up once it's out of pre-sale.
I love it. Yeah. And so we went from 695 to like 8K in full, and then like nothing basically under like $1,600, which I mean is huge, right?
Right.
And your clients are getting results, and I mean like I love it so much, because sometimes it's just like such small tweaks too, right?
Yes, small, massive at the same time.
Yeah. So okay, so one of the things that I love to do in these interviews, I don't know if you've watched any of them yet, but is for you to finish the sentence. So if someone were to work with Sarah, they would know that.
They would know that they're going to move from point A to point B to get to where they want to be. Like, you make it very clear. There's no, if you want to get to this point, you are going to get there working with you. I love that you're a doer. It's not fluffy. It's not like motivate. I mean, you are motivating, but it's also very specific action. And that's my personality. I'm like, I need to know what's going to move me forward. And you are very specific, which is what I love.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. And what have you found really helps you, even within like the course and all of the modules and kind of like all of the material that you've been given? Because I know a lot of people even ask me, they'll just be like, yeah, but are you really going to help me from point A to point B? Because there have been so many other programs that I've invested in that are like, they only help me with messaging, or they only help me with this specific thing. Like, what have you found so far? Because I know you've gotten access to so much material already, but like, what have you found with that as well?
It's a lot of material, but I will say it's very organized. So, and I love that it's like you can go to what you need. So if you want to work on LinkedIn, you can go to this hub and learn how to do this. And it's not fluffy. Like, this is not a fluffy course. And that's what I like. It's very specific. Here's word tracks. You're going to do this. You're going to do this. This is what this needs to look like. This is what your messaging looks like. Like even the piece that you added on Facebook ads. I mean, I paid $3,000 last year for someone to give me nothing close to that on Facebook ads, I will say. So I was kind of mad. I'm like, this course does so much more. And like one section was better than what I got from this other person, So it's not fluffy. Like, you're going to get very specific, get this done. And you can jump around. So if you want to learn a specific thing, and that's what I've been doing in the course, is like, I really wanted to understand LinkedIn. So I did all the LinkedIn modules, and then Facebook ads. So I'm actually just going through them now. So you can kind of go to what you need. But you share screen, you walk us through step-by-step, you give us word tracks. Like, that's just huge for me.
Yeah, and I love that, because I honestly, those are the programs that I've always been like a lot more successful in as well, where people are like, here are the steps. And I've heard that from so many people, where it's just like, you get so overwhelmed with so many things. And I think that once you can get something that's customized to you and where you want to go, then you don't have to look at all 20 modules or however many it is, right? It's just like you look at one thing each week. So yeah. I'd love for you to kind of just like give people a perspective as well about, like, what's it like being inside the group, or like the support. Because that's another thing that I hear from a lot of people is just like, am I actually going to speak to Sarah? Like, is Sarah going to review my work? Or like, are these people going to be at my level? Like, what has been your experience there?
Yeah, I was actually hesitant to join the mastermind because I felt like, I don't know who these people are, going to be awkward. I will say I love the group so much. Like, we have all just bonded. It's such an incredible group, but we're still being coached by you. I mean, I love your style of coaching, because it's not, I don't want to say it's not a collaboration, because we all do get to help out and chime, but you are coaching each person. Like, you are coaching me, you're coaching each person on the call. So it is it has that one-on-one feel. And same with our Slack channel, like that response from you is always there. But I also think I thought for sure when I first contacted you, I wanted one-on-one. Right. I love it. I love the group. I love the people in the group. I feel like, I don't know. I mean, it's totally gone. It's totally surpassed my expectations of what a mastermind is like.
Thank you. Oh my goodness. That's so great to hear.
I'll follow each other on social, and we're all super. I mean, one of the group members today sent me this training. She's like, hey, I'm signing up for this. You might like it. It's like, it's such a great group.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's one thing. And the reason why I wanted to make a mastermind like this too, is because I've seen the power of high level mentorship inside of a mastermind. And at first I was hesitant too, because it was just like, people aren't going to be at my level. I'm not going to get the support that you usually get in the one-to-one. And now I'm like, no, this is so much better than one-to-one, because you get all these other people who are also at a very similar level to you. They're all also pushing you to succeed. And when you have the right mentors who are actually giving you support inside a mastermind and not just like showing up to calls, it just makes a world of difference. So you're like, oh, you mean they're going to review my work? You're going to review my work for me too, right? Like, even though I'm in a group. Sorry?
I said, I love our mastermind. I love everything about it. We get one-on-one from you, but you get this like tribe that you get to be a part of. So it's absolutely the perfect mix.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much for saying that. So as we kind of were talking about, Z is in the Wealth Expansion Mastermind. We currently enroll around 1 or 2 people in it per month. So it's like very exclusive. We cap all of our programs at 15 people at a time. So if this is something that you're interested in, or if you're interested in the rapid expansion method, I'll get one of my assistants to drop the link to book a strategy call with the team below. What we'll essentially do is kind of go over where you're at in your business, where your gaps are. And then if we feel like you'd be a good fit, we'd invite you into the program. And I mean, like, Z made $32,000 in the first 30 days of doing the program, which is absolutely incredible. I always say this, but like, it's going to get better and better and better, and just like even more exciting for you. Yeah, and I just like, I can't wait to, like, we're probably going to get on another one of these in like 6 months, and you're going to be like, I made $60,000, and it's.
I look at my husband. I'm like, is this for real?
Well, and that's another thing. Actually, how does it feel? What is the feeling that you get from being able to create so much success in such a short period of time?
You know, like I did well in corporate, like back when I was in corporate America, but I felt like I was working 60-hour weeks on a plane every other day. And then when I went into kind of doing like social selling, the numbers just aren't even close. It's not even, it's nothing like this, right? So it's a little surreal, but it's also just allowed things that I never, like, we're doing a remodel in our backyard and we totally paid cash for it, not out of our savings or anything. And it feels really good. It's amazing. Plus, I think the other thing too is because of the boundaries that we set in place, and those boundaries are just getting better because I'm still dealing with some of the things I did before I met you that I'm cleaning up. But it's like lifestyle too. It's not just money. And I think that's a big piece of it. It's like you can make a lot of money doing things that take all your time and you don't have anything left for family. But like, what's crazy is I work 3 days a week. Like, my kids are home Tuesday, Thursday, and the weekends, and my husband travels 2 weekends out of every month. So like, that's wild to me that I can make this kind of money and not feel stressed out. I don't feel like I can't control it. And I literally only work 3 days a week. And like the last 2 weeks, everybody's been sick. It's been 2 days a week. And that's been a little stressful, but seriously, it's like mind blowing that I can make that kind of money and still have my children home with me to,
and
a week.
The ages of your kids, because that's another. Emma, who was just on a client success story, her daughter's only 1.5, and she made $9,000 in a month. So tell everyone. Yeah.
So my daughter is 4.5 and my son is 2.5. And so they're like wild toddlers, so when they're home, there's no way I can work, but it allows me to be with them those days. And that's what I wanted. That's exactly what I want.
Absolutely incredible. I'm just like, every mom who has toddlers, which me included, like, I just hope that this inspires them so much, because you got two under 5. So that's a lot. And for you to be making that money and only working 3 days a week, I mean, like, wow, like, congratulations for kind of figuring that out for yourself as well, right? So if anyone were on the fence right now listening to this interview about working with me or joining one of these programs, what would you want to say?
I mean, you're like, every minute that you don't do it, I truly believe it's money in your pocket that you're losing. And here's the thing, there's a lot of coaches out there. I've had friends join other coaches. I kind of feel like, I really do. I'm like, gosh, I got so lucky, because you're just amazing. I love our group, the attention that we get. You also do everything that you tell us to do, or you've done it, right? So I feel like it's a realness there that, like I said, I think I've had friends join programs that they didn't get what they hoped they were going to get. The coach was not present the way they wanted. I have never, from the moment I joined, felt like, oh, what did I do? Or this isn't the right fit. Like, I'm happy about my gut. I'm like, yes, my gut was spot on. Right? I was like, I knew Sarah would be the right coach for me. And so if you're dating, I mean, if you want to see forward in the right way, right? So you're not trading all your time for money. So you're making smart moves that will pay you back forever. This is an investment that has paid back for me tenfold, and I know it's only going to get better. So I urge you to don't wait anymore and see the impact this year. Don't wait for something, in the future. Do it now, because I'm so glad I didn't wait.
Yeah, and I love that too, because I've been in that position too, where I'm just like, should I wait? Should I not wait? And then after I made the decision, I was like, oh my God, if I had waited, like, there's all of this that I would have missed out on. And so, yeah, I mean, thank you so much. Thank you so much for being here, for talking about all of this with us. And yeah, I hope to see you on another Client Success very soon.
Yes, me too. Okay, 60 is the next goal.
Yeah, let's do it. All right, thanks so much, Steve.
You're so welcome. Bye.